Coming up, El Paso Commissioner's Court has approved and adopted a resolution recognizing August 3rd as El Paso Day of Remembrance. We're going to have the details on a special event to commemorate the victims and encourage healing. Then, new data released this week could provide a new insight on President Trump's economy about 6 months into his term. We're going to go over the Consumer Confidence Report and how Americans feel about the economy. And we're going to see another round of potential heavy rain in the El Paso borderland. And Robert, you're saying the heaviest of it all is coming in tonight.
Monica, tonight is the night KTSM has issued a weather authority alert due to the threat of very heavy rainfall between now and through much of Tuesday, especially overnight. I'm going to have your detailed forecast. We're live on KTSM Plus, and your news starts right now.
You're watching KTSM 9 News First at 4. Starts right now.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9, our new digital show. I'm Monica Cortez, and we're going to begin with weather. KTSM is issuing a weather authority alert, and this is what it looks like outside. You're going to definitely see those thick gray clouds, already seeing that downpour in parts of El Paso. The biggest question is, Robert, we saw flooding yesterday. Are we going to see another round today?
The probability is very high, Monica. That's why KTSM warned you last week that we would face the threat of heavy rainfall this part of the week. We've issued that weather authority alert because we want everybody safe. 82 degrees at the airport right now with the dew point at 62 and thunder showers in the area. Here's what we've got. We've got a surge of level of moisture right in the mid-level of the atmosphere, the place where storms are made, and the available water that could unlock quickly out of thunder showers is off the charts, at least for El Paso standards. So we need to be ready and drive in monsoon mode. Right now we have a brand new flash flood advisory that's been issued for the heart of the east side, as you can see out here, well to the east of Loop 375, but north of Horizon City, out in the East Montana area. These individual thunder showers already have a flash flood warning in the north side of the county. 2 more flood advisories issued, especially along Highway 54. A new cell is forming right here just to the west of Barreno. Heavy rain for a while there, now that's petered out for a bit. Now we'll be looking at a chance of thunder showers well into the night tonight. We'll have some midday sun tomorrow, and then we're going to hit it again with more thunder showers on our Tuesday. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much for that. Now we want to take you outside to not only look at traffic, but the weather as well. So this is I-10 A&M Circle. This is over by Americas. So if this is your commute, you're already seeing some slick roads out there. Make sure you're taking extra time as you're heading out your door, only because you're going to be seeing some slick roads. So just be extra cautious. I-10 Horizon, everything seems to be dry here, but you can already look at those thunderstorms out in the distance. So this is something we're going to have to keep a very close eye on. Well, as we first told you on KTSM.com, a man was arrested and is now facing a handful of charges for an incident that led up to an officer-involved shooting over the weekend. This happened in Las Cruces. Now, this right here is 21-year-old Dominic Martinez, and he is now facing a felony count of aggravated assault on a peace officer, along with misdemeanor counts of resisting or obstructing an assault. According to Las Cruces police, this happened Sunday on Embassy Drive at around 3:40 p.m. Las Cruces police were sent to a domestic incident involving Martinez. Officers arrived and confronted Martinez, and at some point, at least one shot was fired by an officer before he was subdued. Now, the suspect was taken to a local hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. He was released shortly after and then booked into the Doña Ana County Detention Center. LCPD says that the officer was not injured and will be placed on administrative leave, which is standard protocol. The incident now remains under investigation. Well, it's that time of the week again where police are asking for your help in their crime of the week. So this week, they're trying to find a man who they say stole a car at gunpoint. Now, this right here is a picture of one of the men involved. You can actually see he's wearing a soccer jersey and a blue basketball shorts. According to police, at 3 p.m. on June 19th on the west side, 2 victims allowed 2 men into their car. This happened at the intersection of El Camino Drive and Glendora Lane. The men threatened the victims with a shotgun and ordered them out of the vehicle. They then drove off in the victim's 2008 light blue Chrysler. The second man is described as Hispanic with a beard and a tattoo on his right arm. He wore a hot pink t-shirt and denim shorts. If you know anything about this crime, make sure you're calling Crime Stoppers of El Paso at the number you see right there on your screen. Well, we have newly released videos of interviews and footage of Patrick Crucius. This newly obtained footage is of the day of the August 3rd attack and is now in the hands of the owner of a YouTube channel. El Paso Matters reports that the footage was given to Interrogation Files. This is an Arkansas-based YouTube channel that specializes in video of people accused of crimes. DPS provided extensive videos from cameras inside and outside the Walmart, as well as law enforcement crime scene photos. The shooter pleaded guilty in both federal and state courts. He will now spend the rest of his life in prison. For a link to the footage, you can go ahead and visit KTSM.com and click on the story. Well, new at 4 today, the El Paso Commissioner's Court, they approved and adopted a resolution recognizing August 3rd to be declared as El Paso Day of Remembrance. Now, this resolution was spearheaded by United Way of El Paso and the El Paso United Resiliency Center and the El Paso County. And it's meant to honor the lives lost, the people who were injured, and the community as a whole. A United Way representative spoke at today's meeting, reminiscing about the community's unity after one of the city's darkest times.
So thank you so much for your continued support. We have been in this community for 6 years, understanding, like you said, that every single person was touched or impacted in a certain way by the tragedy of August 3rd, 2019.
Now, the event will be held from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday, August 3rd at the Healing Garden at Escarate Park. El Paso Pro Musica will be playing during the ceremony, and after their performance, a prayer and reading of the names will also be held. In national news, what new economic numbers can tell us about the direction of the economy as we head into the second half of 2025. And in today's Political Minute, News Nation's Blake Berman, he breaks down which reports to be on the lookout for this week.
A big week for the U.S. economy. I'm Blake Berman, host of The Hill on News Nation. New data released this week could provide new insights on President Trump's economy about 6 months into his term. On Tuesday, the Consumer Confidence Report will show how optimistic Americans feel about the economy. We'll also get stats on the latest U.S. trade balance, a key priority for the president. On Wednesday, second quarter GDP numbers will be released. They'll show whether the economy grew or shrunk. The Federal Reserve will also issue its latest decision on interest rates. And on Thursday, a key read on inflation. We'll also receive important insights on personal income and spending. And then on Friday, the newest numbers on the labor market pertaining to jobs, unemployment, and wages as we start the second half of 2025. I'm Blake Berman, and this is the News Nation Political Minute.
We have scary moments for passengers on an American Airlines flight out of Denver. They were forced to slide off the plane. Coming up, we're going to go over your thoughts on today's In the Comments segment. Then, Vitalant is hosting a blood drive to commemorate the anniversary of August 3rd, 2019 Walmart mass shooting. When and where it's taking place. Thank you so much for watching KTSM Plus, always putting local first. Welcome back, everyone, to In the Comments. Well, over the weekend, passengers and crew members were removed from a plane at Denver International Airport due to a problem with the aircraft's landing gear. So the airport said Flight 3023 was headed for Miami, and those on board were able to get off the aircraft safely. Some images circulating online show smoke coming from underneath the plane, and as you can see in this video, the evacuation slides had to be deployed. One person was evacuated at a gate and was taken to the hospital. Otherwise, no one was injured. Now, we did share this incredible story over onto our social media pages, and it created some buzz with some of you leaving some comments. We start with April Guzman, who wrote us on Instagram saying, "That's scary, but why are they still carrying their luggage with them? Just leave it." SMH, shaking my head. Samin Rodriguez wrote us on Instagram also saying, "That's horrifying." And the last comment over on Facebook, Blair Thomas wrote, "Instead of filming maybe a helping hand at the end of the slide." Well, that's kind of true. American Airlines says the plane, a Boeing 737 MAX 8, had experienced a maintenance issue involving a tire before takeoff, which was then led to the emergency evacuation. We're just glad that everyone was safe. Well, here at KTSM, we do, of course, value your opinion, and we want to hear more from you. So make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. Well, Democrats are preparing to counter Texas Republicans' possible redistricting effort. Up next, we have details on 2 hearings happening today. You're watching KTSM Plus.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back, everyone. So if you look up into the sky, you're going to see those dark clouds. Some of you might already be seeing rain, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a long night tonight and a potentially dangerous night tonight.
Last night we got a lot of flooding all over town. So today, round 2?
Round two. In fact, the moisture levels are higher overnight tonight
so
than they
more
were
rain.
last night. So it's going to be interesting. Let's take a look at Las Cruces right now, where it is storming. 82 degrees is the temperature, dew point at 55, 39% relative humidity, and winds are gusting to this point at 39 miles per hour. That indicates, of course, thunder showers in the area, and we will have those occasional gusts as storms break apart. Overall, we have a surge of tropical moisture that will sit over the borderland until late Tuesday night. In addition to the moisture, we have waves of disturbances coming up basically right along the Rio Grande, but also to the west. So if you had to look at where the potential for the heaviest rain will be, it will be from the spine of the Franklin Mountains, or possibly also including the northeast, to the west, out over New Mexico, and that would include Las Cruces and all the towns of the Mesilla Valley. Of course, we watched last week as Vado got clobbered with a horrible thunderstorm and flooding. Could we see a repeat of that overnight tonight, between now, tonight, and tomorrow night? We certainly could. It's a bad situation at this point. We've got a flash flood watch in the green areas. That's most of southwestern New Mexico, as you can see there, and that does include Ruidoso. We have a flood advisory posted right around Alamogordo, where some heavy rain was coming down a little bit earlier today. That started to taper off. Now we'll take the focus over to the east side, where it's just waves of these thunder showers. This is a large area of flood advisory that includes the northern portion of Horizon City, all the way up to Montana, and almost just right up to the Loop 375 out there, that you could see that some streets have been flooded with the heavy rain that went through. It's quiet at this point, but we have a flood warning that just expired in the far east side of El Paso County, and 2 flood advisories still in effect, one of which includes 54 on your way into Otero County. It's been fairly active over here right around Barreno, Vado. Fast-moving thunder showers, so no flooding threat out of those storms. But basically, bottom line is prepare for a very long night tonight, with the potential for some of the heaviest rainfall at midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning, depending on the strength of the thunder showers and the random scatter and random timing of the development of these storms. If you run into a flooded roadway, Here comes your exclusive 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. Widely scattered showers and thunder showers, especially late tomorrow evening. Here is your allergy forecast. 8s across the board. That's in the high range for the next several days. Lows 65 Alamogordo, 67 Deming, 71 for Juarez. Highs tomorrow. On the cooler side, because of the cloud cover, we'll just have enough midday sun to get it cooking for another round of thunder showers late tomorrow night. Tonight for you, Las Cruces, 69 low temperature. Threat of heavy rainfall. You're under a flash flood watch until 4 in the morning. High temperature tomorrow, 88 degrees. Just enough midday sun to activate another round of late day thunder showers. For us tonight, 71. Threat of heavy rainfall already. I've shown you several flood advisories in county and more likely to come. And again, it could come in overnight tonight and tomorrow. Midday sun, more thunder showers, 90 degrees the high temperature. Coming up, I'll have your exclusive 9-day forecast. After a couple of days, it's all about the heat. Stay with KTSM 9 News.
Like, Welcome back, everyone. All right, make sure to mark the anniversary of the August 3rd, 2019 Walmart massacre. Vitalant, they're inviting you to donate blood. So to honor the victims and heroes who stepped forward that day, Vitalant will host a Remember, Honor, Give community blood drive on Saturday and Sunday. That's August 2nd and August 3rd at Cielo Vista Mall. Now, the blood drive will be from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. and each donor will receive a commemorative t-shirt. And another local news, the city's public health department is providing free routine vaccines to eligible children before heading back to school. The city is emphasizing the importance of vaccines, especially those against HPV, polio, measles, whooping cough, and so much more. The city's community clinics are open from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday at 4 locations across town. For the list of those locations and qualifications to get those free vaccines, simply visit KTSM.com. And just to note, no appointments are needed. And the Las Cruces Public Schools will host open house events at their campuses to give parents an opportunity to tour the schools and classrooms while also getting to meet the teachers. Parents and guardians are encouraged by the district to attend the open houses, ask questions, and learn more about those courses. The events start on July 21st and they are running until August 5th. At different schools. And of course, we have the list of those schools, dates and times for your convenience right over on KTSM.com. And school districts, of course, are beginning to welcome back students to the campus. And last week, Clint ISD welcomed their students back. And this week, Isleta ISD opened its doors to students. And several districts will continue to host students back to campus. And of course, we just want to celebrate with you. So here's a photo sent in to us by Irene Grajeda of her beautiful daughter. So best of luck to you as you begin your new school year. If you want to feature and celebrate your child going back to school, just email us your photos. That's news@ktsm.com. Well, that does it for us here on KTSM Plus, but don't go anywhere because we have another half hour of news and weather coming up on KTSM 9 News First at 4. Welcome back, everyone, to KTSM 9 News First at 4. I'm Monica Cortez. Well, we are tracking the weather this afternoon, and this after KTSM issued a weather authority alert. So let's go ahead and show you what it looks like live right now at this 4 o'clock hour, and you can see a very gloomy afternoon. If you ask me, this looks like my kind of afternoon. You can also see some of those heavy downpours out in the distance, so if you are going to head on out, just be careful. And to give you more information on how long this weather event will stick around, let's go ahead and send it over to Chief Meteorologist Robert Bettis.
Happy Monday. It was heavy rain last night. We were trying to swim in the afternoon. Here comes the lightning, and it's possibly going to be much worse overnight tonight.
Okay.
So KTSM has issued that weather authority alert. We want you safe. It's due to the threat of very heavy rainfall, potentially out of some storms through the night tonight, with a surge in moisture around midnight to 6 o'clock in the morning, and another round of thunder showers late tomorrow as well. 79 at the airport right now. On the satellite radar composite, we've got a surge of tropical moisture mid-level. That's where the storms are made. The level of precipitable water or the liquid available to produce heavy rainfall quickly is really off the charts for El Paso standards. Right now, we've got action over Ruidoso. We've got some storms in and around Alamogordo with a flood advisory there. The green area you see over southwestern New Mexico is a flash flood watch that's in effect through the night tonight until 4 o'clock in the morning. This green zone here on the east side is a flood advisory. It is one of several flood advisories in El Paso County, where we had some very heavy rain coming down, and that will be the order of the night. These thunder showers will crop up quickly, and they can unlock quite a bit of rainfall fast. Here is a quick look ahead. Tomorrow, we'll get just enough midday sun to give another round of thunder showers for tomorrow afternoon. Wednesday, we dry out 98, and then it's into the triple digits. I'm going to have your detailed forecast coming up in just a little bit. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. Well, there is newly released videos of interviews and footage of Patrick Crusius on the day of the August 3rd attack, and they're now in the hands of the owner of a YouTube channel. El Paso Matters reports that the footage was given to Interrogation Files. That's an Arkansas-based YouTube channel that specializes in videos of people accused of crimes. DPS provided extensive videos from cameras inside and outside the Walmart, as well as law enforcement crime scene photos. Now, the shooter pleaded guilty in both federal and state courts. He will spend the rest of his life in prison. For a link to that footage, you can always head on over to KTSM.com and click on this story. Well, as we first told you at the top of this newscast today, the El Paso Commissioner's Court approved and adopted a resolution recognizing August 3rd to be declared as El Paso Day of Remembrance. The resolution was spearheaded by United Way of El Paso, the El Paso United Resiliency Center, and the El Paso County. And it's all meant to honor the lives lost, the people who were injured, and the community as a whole. A United Way representative spoke at today's meeting, reminiscing about the community's unity after one of the city's darkest days.
Thank you so much for your continued support. We have been in this community for 6 years, understanding, like you said, that every single person was touched or impacted in a certain way by the tragedy of August 3rd, 2019.
There will be an event held from 6:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Sunday, August 3rd at the Healing Garden at Escarate Park. El Paso Pro Musica will be playing during the ceremony, and after their performance, a prayer and reading of the names will also be held. Well, from one tragedy to another, at least 11 people were injured in a stabbing Saturday at a Walmart in Traverse City, Michigan. The Michigan State Police say a suspect is in custody and that the attack appears to be random and that the victims were not predetermined. The victims are being treated for stab wounds at a local medical center. 6 are in critical condition and 5 are in serious condition. The incident started near the checkout area. The suspect, a Michigan resident, was captured in 3 minutes thanks to citizen involvement. Traverse City is about 255 miles northwest of Detroit. Well, state lawmakers continue to hear public testimony on redrawing congressional maps in Texas, and both select committees in the House and Senate are hearing testimony on Monday. This comes after a former state representative who led previous redistricting efforts wrote an op-ed in the New York Times saying the state legislature should not go through redrawing the maps. Dylan McKim brings us the latest.
Former Republican State Representative Bert Solomons is urging current members of the legislature to not redraw congressional maps. Solomons pleading his case in an op-ed in the New York Times saying, quote, "What Mr. Trump wants my former colleagues to do, redistricting now, years ahead of the usual once per decade time frame, would erode the public's already flagging trust in government. The legislature should stand up against it. The president should stay out of it," end quote. Solomons chaired a redistricting committee in 2011. At the time, he said he and his Republican colleagues did push the envelope to gain a political edge, but knew not to cross certain rules. He believes a mid-decade redistricting effort to pick up 5 Republican seats before midterm elections will create chaos, as Democratic-controlled states threaten to redraw their own congressional maps to offset anything Texas does.
We're here because we're in response to the charge, the governor placing this on the call.
Governor Greg Abbott said he placed redistricting on the special session agenda because of a Department of Justice letter that claimed there are concerns of race-based gerrymandering in 4 of the state's districts. Senate Democrats want the Assistant Attorney General who wrote that letter to testify. The chair of the committee sent a formal invitation over the weekend.
I want her to be able to defend their position in going after these majority-minority districts.
But that invitation could be elevated into a subpoena if no answer is given.
It's very rare that redistricting is done in mid-decade, and certainly an explanation is due.
If no answer is given to that formal invitation by Wednesday, Senator King said that the committee will meet to vote on whether or not to issue a subpoena. That would need 2/3 approval from the committee members. But Senator King did say he's unclear or unsure if the committee has any kind of power to subpoena a federal official or compel someone from out of state to come testify. Reporting here in Austin, I'm Dylan McKim.
And the Texas Senate's redistricting committee will host a virtual hearing at 8 a.m. in the morning for our area on Tuesday, July 29th. That's tomorrow. If you would like to participate, just go on to KTSM.com for the Zoom link. All right, I do want to take you outside now. I want to show you what it looks like. And this is Zaragoza at Edgemere, and you can see that the rain has definitely left a little bit of standing water there. Not enough to stall your cars, but enough to make sure that you are slowing down. That car was going way too fast. I-10 Hawkins, you can see things are still pretty dry in this part of the city, but it's only a matter of time before we begin to see slick roads in this area as well. Make sure you're staying safe as you hit those roads. Well, from our DC newsroom, a national storytelling project kicked off on the National Mall Monday, and it's all leading up to America's 250th birthday next year. And leaders of the America 2050 Commission want to hear from you. Washington correspondent Maddie Beer Temple reports on the initiative and how you can take part.
Rosie Rios remembers celebrating America's 200th birthday as a child when she says she realized she was the American dream.
I remember thinking to myself that if my mother could leave everything behind in Mexico, if she could come to this great nation and raise me and my 8 siblings on her own and send all 9 of us off to college, then anything was possible.
Rios served as treasurer under the Obama administration and now chairs the America 250 Commission to commemorate the country's 250th birthday next July.
Everyone has a story. I don't think my story is that unique. So to go around as a national effort and to find what I call those unburied treasure of stories that have never been told is going to be something really important as part of our American story.
Rios kicked off the Our American Story campaign Monday to collect thousands of personal stories from across the country to form the largest ever archive of American voices. To do that, the America 250 team will roll out to every state and territory with help from Walmart.
These Airstream trailers could soon be coming to a Walmart parking lot near you. They'll be outfitted with microphones and other video recording equipment to capture your story about what it means to be an American.
We're going to the Deep South. We're going to tribal nations. We're going to rural America. We are coming to you.
Rio says they're finalizing the schedule, but several trailers will hit the road soon. She says some of those interviews will be archived at the Library of Congress and shared through media platforms. In Washington, I'm Maddie Biertemple.
Well, some parts of the Borderland got some heavy rain yesterday, leading to flash flooding. Coming up, we have video to show you exactly how serious it got in some areas, even leaving cars stranded on the freeway. Thank you so much for tuning in to KTSM 9 News First at 4, putting local first.
Your local weather authority, Robert Bettis, the Borderland's only certified broadcast meteorologist.
Welcome back, everyone. All right, so El Paso was hit by a strong storm last night, and it flooded several parts of town, including the freeway near downtown El Paso. So take a look at this video. This was sent in to us by Jonah Ayala, and you can see two cars stalled. So that is Wyoming Avenue. If you know a little bit of El Paso, it's Wyoming Avenue trying to get onto the freeway in downtown El Paso. So much rain that it really just flooded that area. We reached out to both EP Water and TxDOT, and El Paso Water told us that they were asked by TxDOT to help clean up the standing water last night, and TxDOT sent us this statement reading in part, quote, TxDOT designs roadways to manage runoff from our paved surface, and when a community storm system is overwhelmed by large amounts of rain in a short period of time or becomes clogged by litter and debris during a storm causing erosion roadway to become unsafe or impassable, TxDOT will close the roadway until the water recedes or can be removed, and will reopen the roadway once it is safe again. El Paso Water and TxDOT work together in emergency situations to reopen roadways as quickly as possible, as was the case Sunday evening. End quote. TxDOT, of course, is recommending everyone to keep up with the weather and to only drive through a storm if it's absolutely necessary. If you are caught driving in a storm, make sure you're slowing down, you keep your headlights on, and you leave enough distance between you and the car in front of you, and just never, ever drive through rushing or standing water. So yeah,
But everybody in that was safe?
I imagine so. We haven't heard anything otherwise, but
good.
It's always one of those things, Robert, where the water just comes down very suddenly.
Yep.
Is that something that we're going to see again today?
In defense of some drivers, you're on the freeway. You're probably already, even in the rain, going 45 to 50 miles per hour. You take your exit. Before you know it, there's the water. And
there's nowhere to go.
It's really not your fault in that particular case. You don't really have a choice on a freeway to avoid a flooded roadway. But when you know your neighborhood and that happens on a side street where your engine gets stalled because it's up to your engine block in water, come on, don't do that. Don't do that. That one is your fault. That one maybe not. So,
yeah, so a lot going on, Robert, and it flooded quite quickly.
Yes,
it was a lot of rain,
And so KTSM has issued a weather authority alert because I see the threat even elevated more tonight than last night.
So stay off Wyoming Avenue tonight.
If it's got water, you know what could happen.
Yeah.
So take a look at the current conditions right now in Las Cruces. It's a rain-cooled 79 degrees out there. They too had a flood advisory a little bit earlier, dew point 57. We had 46% relative humidity, winds east at about 8 miles per hour. A look at the satellite radar composite. We have a huge surge of tropical moisture, the monsoon in full effect. The video that you saw is the perfect example of why not to drive into a flooded roadways. You don't know the depth. All it takes is for that water to get into the carburetor and you're done. It's over. Your car will stall and hopefully you'll be okay. I'll look at the radar composite right now. We're cloudy. It's charged up. We have some wave disturbances that are coming in through the borderland overnight tonight. They'll primarily affect southwestern New Mexico, but El Paso County is close enough we could see our own fair share of heavy rainfall tonight. We have a flood advisory right here that goes basically from Montana all the way down to Horizon City, back over to the Loop and into the eastern side of the county. Las Cruces, you too had some very heavy rainfall. And what's different about the thunder showers tonight, overnight, into the morning hours of tomorrow, as well as the thunder showers late tomorrow, is that they can crop up and you get no warning. It just starts raining, like Florida, heavily, and that will flood certain areas quickly, and don't drive into those flooded roadways. The flood advisory, this little green box you see here, that's due to expire, but the flash flood watch, the general green, is in effect until 4 o'clock in the morning for you, Las Cruces. So look at the Alamogordo, Sacramento Mountain area. We've got Ruidoso under a flash flood watch. They did have some storms over the burn scar. Thankfully, they were moving fairly quickly. We still have a flood advisory from just a bit to the north of Cloudcroft, of course, on the western slopes of the Sacramentos. Here are the high temperatures today. We're very muggy, very cloudy, very San Antonio-like weather today. 86 Alamogordo, 95 so far Deming, 91 Juarez, and 90 for Van Horn. Now, here's your misery meter. Over the weekend, we had 2 triple-digit days. That raises the total to 26 days. 102 Saturday, 101 on Sunday. Winds tonight will be occasionally gusty as area storms break apart this evening, and those thunder showers could come in late overnight, early morning. Here's your 9-hour forecast for tomorrow. Like today, we'll see just enough midday sun to get us up to about 90 degrees before another round of thunder showers. Allergy-wise, it's 8s across the board for the next few days. 69 your low temperature tonight. You're under a flash flood watch, Las Cruces. Tomorrow, 88 the high temperature. More scattered late-day thunder showers. 71 our low tonight at the International Airport. More thunder showers, and 90 the high for tomorrow. Again, another round of scattered thunder showers. Only KTSM gives you 9 full days of weather. Partly cloudy skies Wednesday with a high of 98. And then look at this. We dry out significantly High temperatures, triple-digit heat with potential for extreme heat by next Wednesday. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. And we're sticking with weather here. We did share some of that weather video up on our social media pages showing yesterday's heavy rain in parts of town. And as we mentioned only a moment ago, and as you can see in this video, Sunday's evening rain left high waters along some roads and even caused some flood issues. Many of you guys had some thoughts to share with us. Many of you guys asking why we've been seeing so much flooding across town lately. And Valerie Aguilar wrote, "Nothing new here. It's been going on for years." Alex Dominguez wrote, "When it's the city of El Paso repair the drainage problem this has been an issue ongoing since I've lived here, especially on Piedras and I-10. It's ridiculous." And Frank Tapia asks, "What happened to all the tax money to fix these problems?" Well, we actually reached out, guys, to El Paso Water about all the flooding we have been seeing lately, specifically the flooding we showed you earlier of downtown El Paso. And here's what they had to say. They said, quote, in part, quote, "A power outage impacted operation of the Dallas pump station located near I-10 and Palm Street. Pump stations are crucial in working to move stormwater downstream and off the roadways. As EP Water continues to improve stormwater infrastructure, Mother Nature can still present challenges. Sunday's night intense storm brought more than an inch of rain to central El Paso in a short amount of time. To keep EP Water staff safe, crews will be dispatched after the rain has stopped to begin operations," end quote. So, of course, we do value your opinion here on KTSM, so we definitely want to hear from you. Make sure that you're following us on all of our social media platforms to keep in touch with us through the comments. All right, don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back after this quick break.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network.
Hi everyone, it's time for another Mindful Monday, and this time we're sharing information about a back-to-school event that is focused around the mental health of children. We have Krista here to tell us what we can expect.
Yes, we're so excited. We've got so many wonderful things planned. We've got a panel discussion with youth, so these are young adults that have lived mental health experience in the community. We also have our wonderful psychiatrist, Dr. Carla Alvarado. She's going to be giving a talk on how to help parents and caregivers work through mental health challenges with their adolescents and their children. We've got so many great activities planned for the family, so we're really excited about this event.
Okay, and you also have free giveaways for the kids and parents,
Yes,
right?
we do. We've got full backpacks ready with school supplies. We've got bags for parents. We know how stressful back to school can be, not just for kids, but for parents too. So we're really excited to have something to give out to everybody, not just kids.
Okay, we want to make sure they thrive this school year.
Yes, we want them to thrive, and we want them to know that they can get through hard things.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All that information is on our website. Again, it is free, and it is scheduled for August 2nd. We hope to see you there.
Segment sponsored by Emergence Health Network.
Last look at the forecast. KTSM has issued a weather authority alert due to the potential for very heavy rainfall out of some storms through the night tonight, in the morning hours of tomorrow morning, and another round potentially tomorrow afternoon. Here's your 9-hour forecast. 90 degrees our high temperature tomorrow, much like today. Very muggy, very moist, a little bit of midday sun, more thunder showers. Only a slight chance of storms on Wednesday with a high of 98. And then fire up the misery meter. 101 Thursday, 102 Friday. Chance of some storms Saturday evening. And then look at that Wednesday. If that holds together, we'll be at 105 next week. Monica.
Robert, thank you so much. And here's a preview of all the stories that are coming up at 5. First up, Texas Governor Greg Abbott. He officially signed House Bill 1481 into law. The new legislation bans personal device use in all public schools during the instructional day, and it goes into effect this school year. KTSM 9 News reporter Diana de Castillo, she's going to have a lot more. She spoke with Canutillo ISD Superintendent about how they plan to implement this new law. And in more education news, teachers employed with Anthony ISD will be seeing more money coming into their bank accounts after payday. And it's all thanks to the Texas House Bill 2 and a new compensation plan approved by the district's Board of Trustees. Coming up, we go into detail on the pay increase and who gets it. You can expect more on these and other local stories. That does it for me. Monica Cortez, KTSM 9 News. Estela Casas is coming up with 9 News Now.